Okay, sit down here. Okay, hi YouTube, it's Draven Nightshade here. I am on a video making role here because I have nothing else to do and I am bored out of my freaking mind. So that gives me plenty of time to make a bunch of videos. And I just got done making my other video like about maybe 5-10 minutes ago. Maybe not even that, about dark witchcraft and cursing. So I decided to do book reviews. So here goes. So, my first book, out of all my favorite books of magic and witchcraft and Wicca, these are the ones I currently have in my possession or I've checked out from my library. First one, okay, hold on, sorry, is, sorry, I like this one, Shadow Magic Compendium by Raven Digitalis. If you are a dark witch and you practice shadow work, I recommend this book. I read it like 3 different times already. I actually got this at a flea market for $2, brand new. So that was a big break. The book, I don't know if you can see these pages or not, has very pretty wordings to it. All kinds of things. It has about your animal totems, how to visit them, how to see them. About fastings, different poisonous herbs, and their uses in shadow magic, and all that good stuff. I already highlighted some of the herbs in here. And then it tells you about the shadows of society, different layers of the shadows, astral planes, and the different planes. So, like I said, Shadow Magic Compendium is a definite must for any dark witch, or just any witch in general, so they can get in touch with their dark side and their shadow. Because if you don't get in touch with your shadow or work with it and you level it out, it will cause so many different problems. If I can find it. Okay, here it is from the book itself. But if darkness is suppressed or ignored, a dangerous and imbalanced lifestyle results. Many who focus solely on the lighter side of spirituality are just as imbalanced as those who give thought only to its darker aspects. Self-awareness includes acknowledging both the shadow and the light within ourselves and the world around us, which is true. Yeah, that's definitely true. So, Shadow Magic Compendium, a definite must by Raven Digitalis, my favorite book author. Okay, next book. It's by the same author, by Raven Digitalis. This one is Gothcraft. This was the very first pagan/witchcraft book I've ever read, because of the fact that when I first turned 15 or 16 years old, I was into the goth subculture. So I decided to pick this book up just because it said Gothcraft. I thought it was just about goth subculture only. But I started reading into it, and I saw that it had witchcraft in it. I'm like, what? So I decided to start picking other books about Wicca and witchcraft, and that's how I came into witchcraft. So this book, the first 2 pages have the Call to the Dark Mother and Call to the Dark Father. I'm actually going to copy this. It's an invocation or calling to the dark goddess and dark god. And it's a really good book if you like darker side witchcraft, like I said again, especially if you're into the goth subculture. It has different types of goths in here. Death rockers, cyber goths, fairy goths, fetishists, goth abilities, glam goths. It just tells you all the sub sides of goth, and it tells you the different traditions of witchcraft and all that good stuff. It even tells you what goths wear, dark magic, makeup of the goth subculture, tattoos, piercings, and all that good stuff about the gay, lesbian, transgender community. It even tells you queer-friendly gods and goddesses, which I found to be handy, because almost every deity I work with is queer-friendly. So, go figure. By queer-friendly, I mean gay-friendly. Not to be offensive, because I'm gay myself. And it just tells you about magical ethics of the Dark Witch, ethics, pictures of different tools and what their uses are, symbolism of different symbols. This is the back of the book. Raymond Digitalis is a very great author. He speaks to the readers like he's actually there with you, teaching you this stuff. And I'm a big freaking fan of him and everything. So yeah, these two books are a definite must if you practice dark witchcraft, or you're a dark witch and practice with shadow magic. I don't have his third book with me, Planetary Spells and Rituals, but I recommend that book. Check out. Another book if you're into dark witchcraft, or a dark witch. This book by Christian Day, The Witch's Book of the Dead, which I still have from my library. Okay, this book tells you about, like I said in my other video, about necromancy and how to get in contact with spirits and do work with spirits. Good book. I recommend it. I already explained about it in my other video, so if you want to know about this one, right here, go back to my other video and watch it about dark witchcraft and cursing and all that good stuff. Okay, next book. If you are into Egyptian magic, especially prosperity magic, or just Egyptian deities in general, I recommend Egyptian Prosperity Magic. It's Spells and Recipes for Financial Empowerment by Claudia R. Delaire. This book, I really like this one. I haven't tested any of the spells out in this book yet. I'm mostly just getting the information of the deities out of it. It tells you very detailed information about specific deities in Egypt. Like this one about Ma'at. It has Ma'at, Min, Mantu, Mut, Nephthys, Osiris, Ta, Sekhmet. It has all different Seshat, all Sobek, all different types of Egyptian deities, details, their birthdays, what's sacred to them, their sacred days, and everything. It even tells you about prosperity and how to do it Egyptian style, how to do prosperity spells Egyptian way. I haven't finished reading this book yet. I'm still in the process of reading it, so I'll let you know more about this book. But from so far what I know, it's a really good book if you're into Egyptian magic. The next book, if you like Scott Cunningham. Ah, crap. Freaking sorry about that. The camera is connected to the charger and I actually knocked it's like the phone connected to the charger and I actually knocked the wire over. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. And this is a book by Scott Cunningham, my favorite. This is his Book of Shadows. And I really like his ritual spells. I've read this book several times. My boyfriend actually uses his circle casting method from this book. I don't. I mostly use his spells from here and his incense. He's a really wise witch. Bless his soul. Bless his soul. This is him. This is Scott Cunningham. Got really good spells, meditation incense, drawing incense, all kinds of good stuff. This book is a must for any witch. Okay. Next book. I don't know if a lot of people agree with this book a lot. It's called The Book of Spells by Nicola D. Pulford. I don't know who that is. I don't know how much about her, but it's a little book about witchcraft. Even though the correspondences for the spells are way off in this book, I don't know where she got her correspondences in this book, but it's still pretty accurate about natural magic and just spells, and has a picture of Hecate. Right there, that's a pretty cool picture. It has very good spells. It has Egyptian spells in it. It has solar power spells, spells to get rid of depression, love spells, Mayan spells. It has many different eclectic types of spells in here. It even has German spells, Native American spells. What else? All kinds of good stuff in here. It's like a really good spell for anyone who's really into eclectic magic. House of Life, the Egyptian spell. I guess I'm not done finished reading this one either, but it's so far a good book. I skipped through it and it's got really good spells. I'm going to finish completely reading it pretty soon. These are all the books I have with me, but I wanted to talk about some other books that I like to read. To Ride a Silver Broomstick by Silver Ravenwolf, which I recommend for any beginner witch, even though a lot of witches and Wiccans don't like Silver Ravenwolf, which I don't know why. They say she's too fluffy. Oh, freaking well. That's the way she practices her craft. Leave her alone. Seriously, if she wants to practice fluffy magic, let her practice fluffy magic. Okay, one author that I've read his books, I kind of like them a little bit, but I'm not big into them, is Christopher Penczak, The Inner Temple of Witchcraft. I've read it, he has some good ritual work in there and all that stuff. I kind of don't like his teaching methods, though. I kind of don't like him as a witch in general. I'm not hating him or anything, but I don't like the book that much. It's a pretty good book, but not really all that much. And I don't like who he was trained by, Laurie Cabot. Ugh. I'm sorry, but she's just a cliche wannabe, just get attention witch. I'm sorry, but she is. I'm not trying to be mean. I watched several YouTube videos of her, and no. And she makes no sense. Because she said all those who practice Wicca, or Wicca's not a religion, it's not real. But first off, when she was way back, and she started fighting for Wicca, but now she's saying Wicca doesn't exist. So I'm not going into that subject. I'm leaving that one alone. That's just my opinion. I'm not making fun of her, I'm not downsizing them, Christopher Penczak and her, but I just don't personally want to follow their books or any of their stuff. What the heck was I gonna say? I don't know. That's for all of my books, which, right here. Some of them I got from my library, some of them I own. But anyway, until next time, merry parts, and blessed be.